everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. Yeah, I would have been doing this. I'm pretty sure by now I would have finished this podcast by now, but I have been having problem with my microphone and I had to fix that before coming back. Now, with that being said, I don't know if you guys have seen this video of Travels Casey calling women breeders because yeah. And it was about on his podcast. This is the thing, I don't like men that have podcasts. I really don't. I especially when you tell me a guy has a podcast. I'm a little bit wary of that. Now on his podcast, where he and his mom and his brother, they were asking their mom what their mom would choose, like, and the mother at the end chose the brother, and in response, Travis, literally said, okay, he's just gonna go find a breeder. And I understand a lot of people might think it's a joke, but this is the thing. There are some jokes that men say that is not funny at all. That is not a joke at all. That is like locker room talk. And sometimes they bring it out. And we all know that the NFL is very misogynist. And him saying this, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna be fronted because, well, and another thing I want to talk about in this Travis Casey topic is I see a lot of, African American women in this particular section talking. And I'm like, see, this is the thing. You cannot be worshiping anyone because of their skin tone. You have to do your match. And I don't understand what is it with some people worshiping somebody's skin tone. No, if it's good for you, it's good for you. If it's not, it's not. And at the end of the day, if you find your peace outside and you find your peace with somebody that, from any other ethnicity, I always say look for the best. Look for the best. Now, with that being said, I'm going to bring up this video over here because a lot of people had different mindset. And I'm going to say this, it was very embarrassing to see some women jump on this, be like, oh, you know what? He can pick me. Oh, I'm a breeder. I was having secondhand embarrassment when I went to the comment section and I saw some women. Yeah, I can be a breeder. I'm like, this is why the misogyny continues, because some women are out here enabling it. So let me bring up this video over here. So this was a podcast he had with his mom and brother.
Wait till you find the right person.
I got to start breeding. Please, all the breeders out there.
Wait till you find the right person.
Find the right person.
I'm gonna have them. I'm gonna find a breeder, and I'm gonna get kids so that my.
Unbelievable. Now this is the thing. It's giving me. Now I remember the time they were talking about Republican men. Literally having a website. A dating app looking for women, and they said there were no women in there. And he's giving me that vibe. He's giving me a Republican man. And I don't know if he was this way when he was dating that woman of color. And this speech is just weird. It's just weird. Now, a lot of people were talking about, oh, Taylor's not going to be that one. A lot of people are beginning to talk about they would prefer, Taylor Swift breaking up with Travis Kelce for this particular, comment that he made. And I'm like, she probably knew, because some people are saying that this is an old clip. So I'm like, if it's an old clip, that means she definitely knew this was the kind of person she wanted to date. So maybe she wants to be a breeder the way he's looking for. I mean, like the guy literally said he's looking for a breeder. He's not, he didn't even say, I'm looking for a woman, that can have my kids. He's just a breeder. It sounds like a horse, a kind of cattle. It's just giving all the kind of wrong vibes. It's giving all the kind of wrong vibes. And I'm like, what? Well, there are some women, like I said before, there were some women in the comment section, I'll be your breeder. And I'm like, this is so embarrassing. Like, when we're trying to take one step forward, there are some women out here dragging us to the middle age. Even I don't think in the Middle Age they were calling women breeders. Like, seriously, I was watching some videos of the, people in the 1960s talking about relationship, and I never saw any man in many of those videos, coming out calling women all kind of names like this, breeders, womb carriers and all of that. I never saw actual men. I was watching those videos like a documentary, about relationship, about the 1960s, and every man was a gentleman that actually talked. Nowadays they just like bring up the microphone and just say what they're not supposed to be saying in public. They're bringing the locker room talk outside because a lot of women have enabled this kind of behavior to continue. So now they're just putting it out there. And I don't understand. A lot of people are saying Taylor should leave him if he has this mindset. I'm going to say this. If he's looking for a breeder, I don't think Taylor Swift is going to be it. And this is a girl, Taylor Swift is a lady that, has a lot of fame, and she is the center of attention. A lot of people do. She have a big fan base, and she's always going to be the center of attention. And what Travis Kelce is giving me, he's giving me this kind of man that would literally take a woman that is very, very famous and turn her into a housewife, and all of a sudden all her reputation would just go away, and he would just want her to focus on him. It's giving me David Beckham's wife. Nobody knows her with her name anymore. She was part of the Spice Girls. Nobody even can recall her name anymore. We now call her David Beckham's wife. She has gone into the background, into the shadows. You get me? Nobody knows her name anymore. And Travis Kelce is giving me that kind of man that would definitely look for a woman that he would date. Hi, Sun and Sunflower. That he would date, and just to put her in the background, just to hide her away from the world. And I don't think Taylor Swift is gonna be having that. I don't think she's gonna be that kind of woman that is gonna wanna, stay in the background. And he's giving me Republican vibe. He's giving me, I want my woman at home, taking care of me and taking care of the kids. And to be sincere with you, I don't see Taylor like that. I don't see Taylor Swift like that. See, a lot of people are saying they better break up fast before they have kids. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let this one ride and see where it goes to. Now, let me play the whole video because the way he said it was just crazy.
Mom can love me again.
I love you.
This is the thing, men with podcasts. If a guy has a podcast, run. Nowadays, when they be talking about, when they be saying things that don't make sense, you be looking at them thinking, where did the brain go? Now, we're going to talk about the second video over here because, if you meet a guy like Travis Kelce, like I remember the time they said, they had a Republican dating app and no woman was there. A lot of women... A lot of women were like, no, I'm not going into the dating app. And I'm like, what about all the other women that, love to stay at home and be that kind of wife for you guys? And this is the thing. Many of the men don't like women like that. They want liberal women. They want women that have their own mind, their own thinking. Just like I said before, it's like you're an exotic bed and they're just exotic bed collectors. They just trying to look for the rarest bed that, they got other beds that they could catch over here, but no, they want to take that one that is shining over there by itself and just cage it. And this is just my opinion. I feel like Travis is one of those men that if he marries someone, he's gonna want all the attention being focused on him. He's gonna want her to support him, travel with him wherever he's going to play his matches, for his games, be the soccer mom, and just, full attention on him. He's giving me that kind of vibe. He gives me that kind of vibe. A man that wants all attention, both from his wife and the audience, and her to be following him like a handbag and literally, making sure he's the center of her world and therefore pulling herself back. And to be sincere, Taylor Swift doesn't look like that kind of girl. She doesn't. Now we're gonna go into this other video with MrBeast. Now, ladies, and we're gonna have to give MrBeast a little bit of a break because he's still young. I just looked at how old he is. He's just 25. I'm like, let him rest. Don't worry. When he grows older, his mindset will change. But I appreciate a guy that likes an intelligent woman. I appreciate a man that likes an intelligent woman. But at the same time, I'm like, you're doing too much to get a girlfriend. Like he's having a whole interview with a girl. I'm like, how is this a date? How is this a date? Is she gonna be walking for you? And then he wants to know if she has a career, and then turned around and be like, oh, it's great. And then he talked about his girlfriend, being a writer, and he's like, I read his book. I read her book. I pretended to read her book. When I pretended to read her book, I'm like, dude, see, there is a part when you say you want to know the woman before you get into a relationship. But then you're talking about all these criteria that you want the woman to embody and what she has to have, the kind of interest she needs before you date her. And then you turn around and talk about it. She needs a job, this, that. And then you turn around and call her job a hobby. I'm like, damn, some narcissistic people be out here. See, I understand he's doing good in the world. He's in Africa right now, drilling boreholes. But the thing is, there are some people out here now talking bad about him, saying he's not that nice of a person. And I'm not somebody that likes to spoil somebody's name until I know if it's true or not. Until there is some evidence, I'm not going to say anything bad about him. But his relationship mindset is, goodness God, it is scary. Now, let me bring this video up in here.
To be his girlfriend. Quite interesting.
Like with him.
That sounds like a whole interview. This sounds like a whole interview. Let's start.
MrBeast talking about how he vet women to be his girlfriend. Quite interesting.
Like within 5 seconds, I was like, holy shit. This girl is beautiful. But I have to go through the test because like I don't really get along with women if like they don't love learning. They're not.
Okay, let me just stop him there first. Normally, it's women that are doing the vetting, but some men want to be women out here. I'm just gonna call it what it is. They want to do the vetting. Normally, it's women that do the vetting because women have a lot to lose if they get into a relationship. But some men out here want to be women, so they're gonna do the vetting. But I'm gonna give it to him though. He can do the vetting. Let him do the vetting. But is the way he describes her job as a hobby that just took me off the line. I'm like, okay, that's very disrespectful. You're saying she needs to have this and that, and then you turn around and be like, I pretended to read her book even though you didn't read it. That's just terrible. And ladies, yeah, these are the kind of men you have to stay away because first of all, okay, MrBeast need time. He's 25. Let him reach 40 or 50 first, because at this point, you're going to date a guy like this and thinking you're gonna divorce. You guys are gonna be divorced because his mindset is gonna change when he gets to the age of 45 to 50. He's gonna want a different kind of woman. They always do. Some of them, not all. There are some men that will stick with that. But with somebody that has this kind of mindset and comes out and doesn't keep his opinion to himself and literally says what's like this, they always do change their mind. They will change their mind tomorrow and be like, this, I don't like this and that. We've seen it with a lot of billionaires that, while they were, building their companies and all of that, they had very intelligent women beside them. They had very, very intelligent women beside them. At the end of the day, this is the thing, ladies. At the end of the day, the comment that I have for you guys is do not mind what a man is looking for. If a man comes out and be like, I need you to do this, I need you to have this, I need you to don't listen. I'm gonna say it again. Don't listen, do you, because he hasn't found somebody that he loves yet. The thing is, if he finds somebody that is very attracted to, he will not care. Let me say it again. He will not care if she got a degree. He will not, if he finds a girl that doesn't pay him attention and he's attracted to, but she does not pay him attention, I tell you the truth. All these standards that he's talking about is just gonna fall to the ground. He's not gonna care if she got all the things that he's just listed. So let me go back and bring up this video over here.
Not obsessive. They don't have a hobby. They don't.
MrBeast talking about how he vets women to be his girlfriend. Quite interesting.
And like within 5 seconds, I was like, holy shit. This girl is beautiful. But I have to go through the test because like I don't really get along with women if like they don't love learning, they're not obsessive, they don't have a hobby, they don't like, there are just certain things where if you have these traits, we get along really well.
Yeah.
And if you don't, like it's impossible for us to hang out.
Yeah.
So I had to put her through the ringer and start asking questions.
The whole idea of interviewing someone before you've even like gone on a date is very like the king takes what he wants.
Right. Or it feels like he thinks he's the big prize too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does think he's the big prize. He does think he's the big prize. And that there is one thing about men that think they are the prize. No, I don't care how much money you have, you're not the prize. I don't care if you own all the company in the world, you are not the prize. Like, take example, you see a lot of billionaires out here that are in their 40s and 50s. And trillionaires, by the way, they really have money. Let me tell you something. They still know they are not the prize because they have to go look for that woman that can, stay with them and that can understand them. So it's giving him the prize, but he's still young. He's still young.
Yeah, it's MrBeast, Dila.
And then she was like, I'm an author. And I was like, fuck yeah, good. She has a hobby, and I just tried to get a feel.
Did you catch that, ladies? He literally said, she said she's an author, and he's like, great, she has an hobby. He listed all these things that he wants her to have and then called it a hobby. That's a slap in the face. She's an author and he's calling her job a hobby. That's very disrespectful. I'm sorry. No, that is very disrespectful.
He wants.
Right. Or it feels like he thinks he's the big prize too.
Yeah, it's MrBeast, Dila.
And then she was like, I'm an author. And I was like, fuck yeah, good. She has a hobby, and I just tried to get a feel if she likes learning. Like, whatever. What do you like to do? Learning? Sounds cringe, but, like what kind of content you consume. And it was more like documentary educational.
Yeah.
And like the type of stuff she does. And she has multiple degrees. You can tell she likes learning. Yeah. She's about to get a neuroscience degree just for fun, not even to get a job.
That's amazing.
Because like,
she's getting a neuroscience degree just for fun. It's the way he just says things casually that I'm like, so she's putting a lot of work into her life and you're just casually just scrolling around, just talking about it's fun, just for fun, just for like a lot. Do you know how hard it is studying for something? And he's just saying it as if it's just casual, it's nothing. It's like, just saying her accomplishment, the accomplishment that she has been getting for herself, what she's been trying to accomplish is nothing. Oh, she's doing it just for fun. Are you going to marry her and give her half of your billion? Probably not. Now, let's continue.
She invested in Bitcoin and did well, so she doesn't even like need it. She was like checking all the boxes. And I had like these 10 things where like, if I meet a girl that's like beautiful and have these 10 traits, like we're going to be literally best friends. Like I just need a partner who loves learning, and just wants to improve. Like for us now, like an idea of a date is just to like take an IQ test and then study and see if we can get a higher.
Oh, come on, bro.
Ain't no way, bro.
So far is good.
She gotta get an IQ test. This guy haven't met. No, he hasn't met a girl he really likes. We're just gonna call it out. He hasn't met his woman yet. I'm just gonna call it. He hasn't met his woman yet because all of this shit that he's listing, all of this shit he's listing is nonsense. He has not. This girl that he's dating right now, she had to take an IQ test, do all of this and that, have a reputation, have, studying neuroscience and all of that. And he's just talking about her accomplishment as if it's nothing. Girl, he doesn't like you. You might think, oh, he interviewed me and nah, he doesn't like. No, not really. Let me tell you something. Come over here. Let me tell you. He wouldn't be even asking you one question. Because let me tell you something. I've seen guys where they will treat another woman like it's a job for you to date them. and then they meet another woman that doesn't pay them attention, they wouldn't even open their mouth to ask that woman the same question that they asked the way they treated the other woman. They wouldn't even dream to treat that woman the same way they treated the other woman, because they are so afraid that if they open their mouth, she's just gonna leave, and they don't want that to happen. So whomever is dating this guy, girl, you're gonna have to start finding your way or try to get that bag. See, I'm all about the bag. I'm all about the bag over here. Try to get that bag. If you can, get the bag. But I wouldn't stay. I just get the bag and move on, because goodness God, no offense, but I don't think I would be able to date a guy like this. He'd probably get on my nerves. He would. I'm just saying, he would get on my nerves. The way he talks, I'd probably be annoyed. I'd be like, I can't stand you. No. Too much. It's giving too much. Now let's continue.
Giving me all the wrong vibes.
This man just said they go on their date is an IQ test.
By the way, he created this list. Like, she needs to want to learn and do stuff, because otherwise she's lazy or something.
If I can be maybe generous to Beast, I think he's a little socially inept. Like, if he wasn't MrBeast, he said himself he has trouble connecting with women. I don't think he really understands how to talk to women at all. And so he's built a world where he can make sense of it. I don't know.
Because I feel like when you go into a date or you go into like meeting anybody, you do have these lists. They can't be as full-fledged as his are. It's just the way he's speaking about it.
Like, very hard to find someone like that that's also like obviously very beautiful.
Hot. Yeah.
Yeah, usually they're fucking ugly as hell.
Oh my God.
No. See, this is the thing. He's expecting the funny part of it is, if he's expecting this from a very, very pretty girl, do you know the opportunity that pretty women have out here? Beast, no offense, they're looking at men with trillions out here that has a lot of money. They're in, offices with men that have so much money, they don't know what to do with that money. And you talking about you want all of them, boy. You're gonna have to, lower your standards. I'm pretty sure there are women like that have all of these, but he's probably gonna be like, look at them and be like, not my taste. I want the one in the other side. She look pretty and all of that. Why she don't have? And she probably gonna be looking at him up, down, be like, boy, ain't nobody got time for you. I can't stand you. I mean, me just listening to him, list off all the things he's been saying he wants. I'm like, damn, I can't stand this guy. No offense. Imagine dating him and being in the same room with him, the same house with him, and he talks like this. Woo! Probably be filing for a divorce. I'm definitely making sure I'm taking enough bags with me.
Usually smart girls are ugly as fuck. I don't think he really knows what he's saying.
No.
So yeah, the second she like checked all those boxes, this was probably like the 40th.
The second she checked all those boxes, I went to her and I said, "You will be my girlfriend."
Yeah.
I hogtied her and brought her back to my apartment.
If you want to or not.
Yeah. You will bear my children, woman.
I had talked to since my ex, and I was just waiting till I found someone that like met all these criteria. The second she checked them, I was like, "That's it."
On.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then I waited a couple of days, and then I just DM'd her. I was like, "Oh, so your book? Can I read it?" She sent it over, read the whole book, and it was just like acting like it was the greatest book ever, asking her questions until we hooked
you just
out
said
again.
Oh
that
my
you
God,
acted
you're
like
acting?
What the fuck,
I thought you actually cared about a smart girl.
dude? Hold on, let me go back.
He doesn't. He just wants some way to control. See, he doesn't. He's talking about he doesn't even know what he wants. Let's just call it what it is. MrBeast doesn't know what he wants. That's why I'm going to say this. Ladies, give him a chance. Let him grow a little bit older. Because he's only 25. He's still playing around. Let him play in the garden first. Let him play around. When he gets to the age of 45 and stuff like that, if he's still single, all of this is just young hot hair. When he gets to those age, he's gonna calm down. All of this criteria that he's putting out in here is gonna go to the bush. No, and yeah, see, I'm just talking about my own opinion. For those of you that probably, oh, you can divorce a guy like Mr. See, me, I'm talking about myself. I'm not saying you should do it. If you got the chance to grab the bag and keep it, you better keep the bag. You better keep the bag, but put the money on side. Put money on side in case anything happens. So if anything happens, at least you still got a bag outside. Now, let's continue.
They say that.
Read the whole book and it was just like acting like it was the greatest book ever, asking her questions.
Oh no.
Also, like if she actually is very accomplished and has like a book and stuff, it doesn't sound like a hobby. That sounds like her job.
I do.
Well,
I'm an author. Oh, you have a hobby. That's cute.
Well,
Like, what?
I don't know if you know what I do,
Yeah.
but that's a hobby.
Because you're not making as much money as I am. So like,
I think
cute.
Right.
Do you think he's like in the presence of like these manly men and he feels like he has to like he's trying to fit in maybe?
Because you can tell the way he's speaking out about her.
But it's
like, he
Mr.
loves
Beast.
her.
You either got it all or not, right? He gets to have it his way.
Wow. No, he's going to find out. Not now, but he's going to find out. I don't know. I wouldn't, tell any ladies over here, be like, oh, men like Mr. Beast, you got to go get your degrees, do this, do that, do that. If you want to get your degrees, let it be for yourself. Anything you want to do, it better be for you and for yourself. You better love yourself first. And I'm going to repeat this again. If a man comes to you and be like, I want this and that, ignore him. For me to have a relationship, I want you to do this. Nah. Nope. Because normally a man that likes you is even afraid to even ask or say anything, because normally they are afraid that you're just going to walk away and they're never going to see you again. So what do they do normally? They try to, comfort you. They try to pet you. They try to baby you so that you don't, they try to spoil you so that you don't move, you don't leave. They want you there. But the ones that really don't care, that are out here calling your accomplishments hobbies, yeah, those ones don't really care. They really don't care. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say this. Thank you, ladies, for being here and sticking with me until now. Do not forget to press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Leave your commentary on the comment section and let me know your thoughts about this particular video. Do you think a man, Mr. Beast, view on relationship is correct? Or do you have the same thoughts as me, as if he's just trash and he's 25, he needs time to grow up? And, all of this, when he finds a woman that he really likes, all this standard that he has, he's going to throw it in the trash and we are not going to be surprised. Do you have this? Do you share the same thoughts as me, or do you have your own, comments? Just leave it in the commentary section. Let me know and I will definitely reply if you and see what you guys have going on. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna say this. Thank you once more. Do not forget to press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.